Thursday. Kyle Brust and Ortman across ESPN Wisconsin. My name is Ben Brust. Alongside the company man in his ESPN Wisconsin outfit, his name is Kyle Wallace. What's up, Kyle?
Feeling good.
That's good.
Colon's
good. That's good.
Okay.
What'd you say?
My colon's good.
Your colon is good. Good to hear. Oh,
Would've listened to my
he left
reaction.
show prep
Yeah.
to go do his business.
No, well, you mentioned something about your colon.
I did. I don't like things tight around my waist because it makes it, hurt my tummy.
But you said your colon.
Yeah, my doctor, he did the knock thing around my tummy. He's like, that's the area. You might have. Brad Nortman, longtime NFL punter, Super Bowl runner-up with no issues, healthy, in shape, eats well.
I couldn't imagine having as sensitive as a stomach as you guys have. For real.
Oh, what is this? You elitist stomach haver, you?
This is me kind of like
Mr.
talking
Perfect.
from a place of like I'm like looking down on you guys.
You are.
You are.
I'm like, I couldn't imagine that's a hard way to live. You guys sometimes at a moment's notice, you just got up out of the meeting and said, I gotta go.
Well,
You don't ever have it at a moment's notice?
Almost never. I'm very regular.
That is the least shocking
like
thing in the
me,
world.
not
You're
regular,
over.
routine.
I literally had a
literally-
discussion with teammates in the
same
office
time,
today about
every
you.
day. Yes.
And what do you think the conversation was about?
Routines?
Yes, we couldn't
Be
decide.
more like Brad.
We could not decide if you were a robot or a real person.
And
And then I told some people, because it's on YouTube, it's on Wisconsin On Demand. A couple of the wonderful teammates we have were a little bit taken aback by the cuddle regimen that you have.
What's wrong with the cuddle regimen?
Can you take us through the cuddle regimen again?
I would love to.
oh, wow. I'd love to. Okay.
Kyle Brust and Norman across ESPN Wisconsin, 800-990-3776. No Strophe, Chris Larson running the show. Catch us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. We'll get to plenty of reaction from today's joint practice with the Baltimore Ravens and the Green Bay Packers. But first, Brad, tell us how weird you are.
Yeah, I'll take you guys into the bedroom with Lexi and I. And
wow!
very. We'll keep it very PG though, right? So every night we go
I
to
prefer G.
we go to. Okay,
let's keep it G.
for you, Kyle.
How about Y?
We go to the bed.
7 and under?
We go to bed at the same time every night, right? We almost never go to bed at different times. We get ready and all that kind of stuff. Then we nestle into bed. Usually I'm the first one in bed, right? As we talked about, because when I tried sleeping in the nude that one time, Lexi was unaware of it.
Where are your pants?
Caught her by surprise. What the heck? Where are your pants? So, but Lexi will usually nestle in next to me. I'm laying on my back. Lexi kind of does. We do the human pillow.
Keep it G, dude.
I'm telling you, I'm on my back, relaxing, pajamas on. Lexi has pajamas on. She nestles in on her side. I'm the human pillow, kind of like puts her legs between mine so that there's like a gap between the two, because that's supposed to like relax the lower back. So she does that.
So there's science behind the cuddling.
There's a reason behind it. There it is.
When I put like my body, like
It's
my
not
legs
love, it's for their health.
through her legs, it relaxes the lower back. It feels good on her back. And we usually go there. We pray. We say goodnight, I love you, a kiss goodnight every night, and then we lay there for a little bit, usually for about 5 minutes. If one of us hasn't fallen asleep, we do the old pivot. And I used to call it. This is so funny. Used to piss her off. I said, "Okay, Lexi, it's time for the great rotation." And we move
You're
around.
such a dork.
And we move around and we do the great rotation to where like we flip all the way around. Then I'm looking her direction. I'm big spoon, little spoon.
What?
And then,
Okay.
sure enough, we both fall asleep, peacefully quiet every night.
I'm just trying to figure out. So, how did you find a study that said what is the best way to be healthy going to bed?
Right?
Like, how do you stumble across we shoot our legs through this way because it's great for back support, and like how do you find that?
You're a robot.
Our chiropractor in Charlotte, who I would go to all the time, like he was like my pregame guy.
Yeah.
Lexi would go to him too, and he was awesome. He was amazing, and he would say that if you put like a pillow between your legs, KBN Nation, you should try this tonight. Put a pillow between your legs, it really like releases stress in your back, and it's super comfortable. So I said, "Baby, I got a pillow for you. How about this body right here?"
Oh.
And so I used it to work into snuggling, and now I find myself an invaluable, irreplaceable part of her bedtime routine.
So both of your backs are good then?
No, I don't do it. I don't do it.
She does. So, but
Yeah.
her back, she feels like it helps her back.
Yeah.
That's why she can. Because
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking about, as my back hurts now, I might, try the little pillow.
There are like specific like between your leg pillows that are supposed to like form to your legs. I don't know about all that, but just get a pillow, put it between your legs, lay it on your side.
Have you gone to the depths of, if you are out of the house and traveling, have you made a carbon copy sized Brad Nortman for her to stick a leg through for her back support?
A doll?
Yeah, like a Brad doll.
I will say, no, we haven't gotten there yet. We need like a body-sized pillow. You can get like those like 6-foot-long pillows. That's what we got to do. I can't let her get too comfortable, though, without me. That's the thing, though. I want to keep her like a little bit like uncomfortable so that when I come back, it's like,
hey, baby.
Hey, baby. She said, oh, there's my pillow. I will say this, though. When Lexi's out of town and I sleep by myself, I don't sleep as good. That's a fact. That after 10 years... I don't sleep as good.
800-990-3776. Brad's a weirdo. Kyle Bruston-Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. And, I'll give some shouts to the hardworking reporters and bloggers that we have covering the Green Bay Packers, because what I came to realize is Kyle Wallace was working very, very hard at the office today, and he did not have time, maybe like many of you listening, to scroll on the Twitter feed.
A lot of
Twitter
air checks
X.
today. A lot of air checks and meetings.
Yeah, well, no one cares about that other than the fact that you did not see the updates in real time from the Green Bay Packers joint practice. You were very demonstrative in your position about how the Green Bay Packers played poorly against the Broncos. So I am going to read a couple of tweets
I've been
and
waiting an hour for
updates
this.
from the Green Bay Packers
Football
joint
must
practice.
Be good, baby. Must be good. Don't set me up, Chris.
Josh Jacobs' red zone run goes nowhere.
Oh, okay. That's not good.
Dobbs with a sick red zone route.
Touchdown.
It's nearly unstoppable unless you're Jair Alexander yesterday. The Ravens, however, do not have a Jair Alexander. It's an easy touchdown for Romeo Dobbs.
Romeo's going to have a big year. He's going to have a really big year. Going up against iron sharpens iron. That's exactly what Jair and Dobbs have done.
This is all Andy Herman right now on Twitter X. Love to watch it on the sidelines of the end zone for a jump ball TD. Offense starting to heat up.
Uh-oh.
Quote tweeted himself over Kyle Hamilton, by the way.
Oh. Kyle Hamilton is a stud. Yeah.
Dobbs just ran a different route to the same spot and beat Stevens again. Another touchdown.
Bow. Look at him. Them boys cooking today. That's what I want to hear.
Per the Athletic, Packers defensive line is feasting like Thanksgiving in the red zone period right now. Lamar is running for his life out here, and not by design.
Yeah.
Devontae Wyatt meets Justice Hill in the backfield.
Okay. Is King Henry now playing?
Some of these are ones, some of these are twos.
Okay.
But Devontae Wyatt, Devontae Wyatt with a good thing here. Same drill for the Ravens offense. Kenny Clark starts with a sack.
Got him.
Timeout, Ravens.
They took a timeout.
Timeout, baby.
Johnson, what is going on? What the hell is going on out there? He channeled Vince Lombardi, huh?
Well, I mean, this is a 2-minute drill, so they're trying to preserve time to make sure.
Got it.
Lamar fires in a completion to Lively. Bullard closes quick, but Lively made the catch. Clock ticks. Lamar completes to the sideline out of bounds. 4th down. Lamar finds a check down for a first down. Lamar to Justice Hill again on a check down. Clock ticks. Lamar to Bateman on a crosser. Lots of time coming off. First down, spike. 10 seconds left. No timeouts because of the Kenny Clark sack.
Yep.
Pow! Great coverage and pressure by the D-line. Lamar has to throw it away. 3 seconds left. Justin Tucker on for a massive kick. 60-plus. It's a miss. Packers defense
Justin Tucker missed.
win.
Must be some in the air out there in Green Bay.
Yeah,
Might not
real.
be our kicker.
You ready for this, Kyle? We've been all talking about the kicker situation. Carlson hits his 51-yard field goal to tie the game in the red zone period.
Banger.
Wow. Yeah, you're right. That's a banger.
Today, Carlson 5 for 5.
Okay.
Joseph 3 for 4.
Banger.
Anders Carlson officially in percentage, 82%, climbing up,
That's
Well, I
still
mean,
trash,
he's getting hot.
but hot at the right time.
That's trash.
Greg Joseph, 57 for 73. He dips below 80%. Anders Carlson in the driver's seat right now
Greg
for
getting cut.
the Green Bay Packers.
It's Anders' job. If he makes his kicks in the game, it's his job.
And an overall summary, again, got to shout out Andy Herman here for his updates. outside of the love pick to Roquan, I thought the Packers were fantastic today. Red zone periods were massively impressive. Great day of practice, 2.5 hours long for the Packers and Ravens. John Harbaugh. I always struggle with the Harbaugh name. John Harbaugh.
I think it's Harbaugh.
Harbaugh. There it is.
Got it.
Like this was a whole bit on the last show. I couldn't say Harbaugh.
Really?
Well, you should have listened to Kelly O'Kelly, Mrs. Kelly O'Kelly, your teacher from the 3rd grade, or you probably be able to read that name.
Reading out loud.
It's just phonics. That's all it is. Phonics.
Hooked on phonics.
Yes, sir.
Should have been doing that when I was younger.
Or listening to the way people.
He praised Bob Harlan for the great facilities that the Green Bay Packers have as they traveled out to Green Bay and, just shedding more light into what great facilities and great area it is to hold. I'm adding this part, the 2025 NFL Draft.
Hey, we'll be there.
How you feeling, Kyle?
Feeling good, actually. I'm feeling really good. This is exactly what I wanted to hear last week. Like last week, you're hearing a lot of negativity with the Green Bay Packers not being able to execute, not being able to find the rhythm we talked about. So seeing them be able to bounce back, this is what we want to see, right? Because we saw the Green Bay Packers last year struggle to start the season, and we saw how they responded at the end of the season when they grew. So what I really wanted to see is how this team will respond when they had another opportunity to compete against somebody. Their first string had an opportunity to compete against a team with the Baltimore Ravens, who are probably a higher team when it comes to Super Bowl aspirations than the Green Bay Packers behind Lamar Jackson, who's been an MVP in this league. So this is what you want to hear is the Green Bay Packers executing their offense, the Green Bay Packer defense putting 11 hats to the ball, Green Bay Packers defensive line swarming. We want to hear these positive things. That makes me more optimistic about the football season coming up here.
Yeah, this is exactly what you wanted to see. I was so curious how this team in general was going to respond to adversity. Everything last week was just characterized by adversity, whether it be getting dominated in the practice, getting shellacked in the game. If you're the twos, I know there was twos versus ones, but when the twos even came in for the Broncos, it was embarrassing. So when I look at this team, last year they responded to adversity, and they did it in flourishing fashion. How is this version of the team going to respond to adversity? First bout with adversity, check, done, did it. So it's love to see it. And against another contender, also a big deal. So this couldn't have gone better for the Green Bay Packers today. Love to see it.
And I love all of KBN Nation, including Ron and the Key, who listens every second of his life. But this is what I don't like about someone like a Ron and the Key. Because in Ben's same game parlay yesterday that I made Ben's best bet of the day, the Brewers minus 103 to win the ball game, he asked me to do the play-by-play of Devin Williams' outing yesterday, and I just think that's the wrong type of fan. Because he bet the Cardinals. That's the thing. He bet the Cardinals.
How do you know he bet the Cardinals?
He told me. Oh. And so he is happy. He had plus 1.5. He's like, if the Brewers win by 1, it's great. But he's not mad that the Brewers lost by 4 on a grand slam walk-off to end the game. And if I was frustrated, because I can do it, ball, walked in a run.
Yeah, that was
rough. Ball, tie game, home run, grand slam.
It was a painful
Did you watch the
events.
End?
I did.
So sad.
I was getting updates.
It was a great game, but
it seemed like it from the updates I was getting.
And here's what I will say is they won 6 straight. They have 11 game lead in the NL Central. You're going to lose some ball games.
Oh yeah.
And I think Devin Williams pitched a lot the last week or so. This is part of baseball. So suck it, Ron, for being a bad fan. But Kyle's happy. Brad is like the way that they responded to adversity after the joint practice. And remember when I told you I don't care because it was a preseason game with 31 starters and a joint practice where their guard was let down? This Packers team has enough guys that have proven they can get through adversity. They were 2-5 last year in a real season that I was never going to hit the panic button from a bad week of training camp. There is so much more to do this entire year than to wallow like Kyle Wallace did last Friday. 800-990-3776. We'll continue to get your reaction, update you from what was the Green Bay Packers' last open practice. Think about this. Last open practice. They play a preseason game Saturday, final roster cuts on Tuesday, and boom, bang, bop, bada bop, boop, pow. They are playing the Eagles in a real game coming to you shortly. More next on Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
And make sure everyone's tuning in when we do this, because y'all's faces are going to be like,
it better be sweet.
If you think I'm going to act like that for oatmeal, you're outside your damn
You've never
mind.
had Brad Nortman's oatmeal.
It's not
Yeah, but
Quaker,
I've also
is
had
it?
chocolate chip
No,
pancakes
no,
with butter
organic.
and syrup that make me go, oh, baby, oatmeal ain't going to do that.
You'll be surprised. I'm going to do a variety.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Busch Light is not only as cold and smooth as the mountain stream, it's also brewed for the farmers and ranchers. Ben Brust here. Join me in saying cheers to those who work in the backbone in the state of Wisconsin. Pick up your limited edition Busch Light corn cans today. For every case of these limited edition cans, Busch Light is donating to Farm Rescue. Pick up Busch Light corn cans today, wherever you get your delicious beer. Offer good through August 31st, 2024, up to $200,000. Eligible package sizes 15 packs, 18 packs, 24 packs, and 30 packs. Case equal 24 pack case equivalent. Enjoy responsibly. 2024 Anheuser-Busch Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers!
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over.
Paid for by Wisconsin DOT.
With the incredibly spacious 3-row Chevy Traverse, you can change
Let's just meet at the concert.
into
Why don't I pick all you guys up on the way?
the advanced safety engineered Chevy Blazer EV lets you turn. You think we should turn back? Into full steam ahead. And with the affordable Equinox EV,
Keep an eye out for the next Charger, kids.
becomes
Get comfortable, kids. We'll be home in 4 hours.
for summer adventures, Chevy's got you. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
The all-new season of Futurama is streaming on Hulu.
That's great.
But I have to warn you, it's completely brilliant. The interplanetary hit is back.
The very survival of Earth is at stake. Is everybody okay? Is anybody hurt?
Nobody's okay. Everybody's hurt.
Watch the all-new season of Futurama.
That's the best damn show I ever saw!
New episodes Mondays, streaming only on Hulu.
Home ownership. At Progressive, we know it's part of the American dream. It's majestic golden eagles and other less majestic birds taunting you through the baseball-sized hole in your new windows. It's soaring guitar solos performed through faulty wiring in your garage, which subsequently erupts into flames. It's also round-the-clock protection when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, which can help keep the American dream of home ownership alive and kicking. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Madison's financial challenges need a Dane County-based bank. Starion Bank is a full-service community bank that delivers quality big bank services with a local approach. We are proud to be there for any budding entrepreneur or small businesses, helping them exceed their financial goals from banking to lending to cash management. Visit a banker at one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, or Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, taking you farther.
At Gruber Law Offices, we've helped tens of thousands of families after a serious accident. Our priority has always been our clients. We're here for you whenever you may need us. One call, that's all.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
After a serious accident, you'll need a winning team to protect your rights. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Don't you leave me this way?
What seems to be a successful joint practice for the Green Bay Packers today against the Baltimore Ravens, per some of the reports we're hearing. Jason Wilde will be joining us around 3:15. He will give some insight as well. Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman. What'd you think of my hula hooping on the YouTube stream, Brad?
It was a sight to see.
I did it, though.
You got it.
I couldn't do it for the 5 times before the show.
You couldn't get it before the show. Before you caught lightning in a bottle, you couldn't get it. Then you got it, and you're like, I'm doing it, Brad. And then we
That's
couldn't do it.
literally what I said.
The child who just got the
Dad, look at me, Dad of the show.
I will say I'm gonna give it a try next break. Challenge accepted. I don't know. Are these hula hoops regulation size and weight? They feel light.
They do feel light.
I think they're light.
I
think
can't
that's
recall.
why we can't get them going.
Me being a childless man, I'm not around too many hula hoops, so I don't really know.
But you hula hooped as a kid, right?
Yeah, I haven't been a kid in a very long time, Bradley.
That's not a core memory for you?
No, I don't think hula hooping was a core memory for a lot of us.
What are your? I'm just kidding. 800
Play a video game.
800-990-3776.
Smell like sub sandwiches.
That's an interesting one.
Oh, we all.
My
smell
core
like
memory
subs.
as a child is smelling like a sub sandwich.
When you went outside, you didn't shower for a day. You didn't stank. Okay.
Core memories right there from Kyle Wallace.
That was a stank one.
Chris, what are your core memories?
None of that stuff. I can tell you that much.
Thank you. So this is a Brad Nortmanism idea here, and I love it because despite the fact that I just mentioned that Carlson Anders was 5 for 5 in field goal kicking today, and he upped his percentage to 82% in the preseason training camp, all of that. Who wouldn't you trade on the Green Bay Packers for Justin Tucker?
Well, I'm trying to
800-990-3776 because having a kicker, in my opinion, is a weapon. It is a weapon. Punter, kicker, weapon.
Yeah, and like in our discussion today, I said I would trade a 3rd-round draft pick for Justin Tucker today.
Oh, wow.
Third
He
round
missed a
draft
60-yard field goal, and that's what just traded
Come
for.
on, 62-yard field goal in practice. I'm not worried about it. His resume says everything I need to know about who he is and what he can
You want
make.
Anders all season?
No, I don't.
No.
And I got to give credit to Tausch for Wilde and Tausch this morning for having this conversation too. But look, to me, I would
pick some names.
Okay.
Obviously, we're not trading Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, Rashawn Gary, Jair Alexander, Xavier McKinney.
Yeah, I wouldn't trade those. I would trade one of the 4 receivers.
Oh, my God.
I would. They're
One
all
of the 4
because
receivers?
then you still have 3 left over and an elite kicker.
Put it on Twitter
how
at
terrible-
KBN ESPN. Brad Nortman would trade one of the 4 receivers for Justin Tucker. Do you agree or disagree?
Because
would you do it or not do
What are
it?
you missing out on?
Are you so
you can
what-
only have so many receivers on the field at once anyway.
Bradley Nortman.
It's guaranteed
if
points,
Reed
Kyle.
turned out to be a all-pro slot wide receiver gadget guy, and we look back in 4 years ago, say this is 2024 and it's 2028, he's all these great things, and we look back, they would say Goody is the worst general manager ever in sports for trading this future all-pro guy for a 34-year-old kicker.
Not if you get 5 years of elite kicking. Kyle, think about getting to the 45.
You were literally crying your eyes out after Anders missed.
Think about getting.
I got 6.
Kyle, if you get to the 45-yard line with Justin Tucker, it's points. Think about that. You almost crossed the 3 first downs on any given possession. Jordan Love can get me 3 first downs in any position starting at the 30-yard line.
Play.
Yeah, and
Jaden Reed
you're
gets
getting
touchdowns.
points.
He's the one you can throw the ball
But
to
you
get your
have-
first
You
down.
lost in the NFC Championship game due to the inconsistencies of said kicker.
Listen, I'm not trading away one of those top 4
think
wide
about
receivers.
it.
Not
You-
even Christian Watson,
you
who we
can't-
have a rocky relationship.
You can't put them all on the field at the same time on most formations, so you might as well use one of them for trade leverage to get another elite. It's the biggest need of the team. Let's be honest. Kicker is the biggest need on this team. Am I wrong?
Well, it is a glaring hole. But
what's
you're
a
talking
bigger
about
need?
You're
What's a
talking
bigger need than kicker?
A bigger need than kicker, I guess, is inside linebacker.
Cornerback depth.
Well, cornerback number 2, being able to see what they have. Inside linebacker position, again, is a lot of unknowns.
Would you trade
on that
Eric
defense.
Stokes?
Hell yeah.
You would trade Eric Stokes for Justin Tucker?
Yes.
I would do that too.
Put Valentine in there.
Dang, you said both of them. All right, now calm down, Brad.
No.
No.
Like
Put him in.
Dang, that's a Go ahead, keep throwing everybody
throw
in
in
there.
a second wide receiver.
Now, Eric Stokes, because I feel like there isn't that big of a gap between Eric Stokes and between Carrington Valentine. I don't see Eric Stokes having the potential that one of those 4 receivers that we have unless he really steps up and is really good this year. But, yeah, I can move on from Eric Stokes and get Justin Tucker. But one of those receivers, there's too much potential to do that. Maybe the guys behind him, or maybe, I'd probably trade Tucker Kraft for him.
I would trade Tucker Kraft for him.
Yeah, but
you could trade Kraft or Musgrave. And then again, you have another guy in there.
On Twitter, at KBN ESPN, Chris Larson running the show, hard worker. It's like he doesn't have to do a show before ours. It's great how quickly he moves back there. Today's poll, at Brad Nortmanisms, would trade one of the Packers' 4 receivers for Ravens kicker Justin Tucker. Would you do it?
Brad's going to get killed. They're going to kill Brad.
Bring it on. Early in the voting, Brad's winning. Very.
Brad voted. You're going to get destroyed, Brad.
Yeah. Vote.
You know what they're going to say? This guy is an idiot. He must have never played in the NFL before. And I'm going to say, nope, he's a kicker himself. He punted in the NFL.
Josh DiMaggio.
Oh, wow. Yeah, get it right, Kyle.
So I can't call you just a kicker? You have
to
be
yes, very specific.
You kicked in the NFL.
No,
I
punted.
Josh DiMaggio, producer of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, chimes in to Brad's statement that he would trade one of the 4 wide receivers that the Packers have, not Malik Heath or Grant DeBose or Bo Melton.
Yeah,
tripping.
One of the top 4.
Josh DiMaggio chimes in, I'd trade a couple of footballs, some kicking tees, and a box of protein bars. Nothing more.
Dang,
wow, that's
disrespectful.
I want Josh DiMaggio.
He notes
to
that is
chime
intended specialist slander.
I feel the slander. I want him to chime in when the game is on the line, and if I don't want this to happen, but if Carlson misses a kick, you're just thinking, well, there's a full victory that we could have had.
He kicked 80% last year and missed 6 or 7 extra points.
How many games this year will be dictated on the foot of the Green Bay Packer kicker?
Oh, at least 4.
At least think about that.
That's a quarter of the season. You're smart.
Yeah, that's a little under quarter of the season. Think about that. A quarter of your season will be dictated on the 3 points of the foot of your kicker. You cannot have an elite one. That's why they pay him and Butker and all these guys.
You do realize you can't not have an elite one. The Green Bay Packers did it all last season.
Can't have it. And
it hurt them.
I understand
when
that,
it matters.
Imagine if they won a couple more games and had a better seed, maybe has some home field advantage.
This is so ridiculous because you're trading somebody, and a kicker is a very important position, but you're trading somebody that regardless, they're still going to be. Justin Tucker's missed big kicks before, right?
Yeah, but it's not likely.
You can't trade away a guy like a Christian Watson or a Romeo Dobbs, even consider that, for Justin Tucker, somebody who sits on the sideline and eats sunflower seeds while everybody else is out there.
We're getting a little bit more votes coming in, Kyle.
He might do that, but when he does go out there,
I love Justin Tucker. I am. I'm a big
fan
of him.
Don't do that.
Don't
say
my
that.
Gosh.
You can't
I love him.
But he eats sunflower seeds and he's not worth anything.
Who was the first person to take a kicker in our fantasy draft? Me. This guy. It was Justin Tucker. I love me some Justin Tucker. But at the end of the day, I think
this ain't fantasy. This is winning football
games. This is reality.
games.
In Reed, Dobbs, Watson, and Wicks, I would take all those guys over Tucker.
Well, when it's a fourth quarter and it's about to be a game-winning field goal, I'm going to text you, Kyle Wallace. I'm going to say, how you feeling?
What is the kicker going to do? What's the kicker going to do when we down 5 points and we need a touchdown?
Jordan Love.
Christian Watson's going to be sitting on the sideline hurt. Yeah. And Justin Tucker could be in our arms.
You have Jordan Love, who should elevate any wide receiver. Look what Jordan Love did with Bo Melton for a couple games last year. It's plug and play, and you still have 3 great receivers.
Already up to 50 votes. 65% of people say no. 35% of people say yes. 800-990-3776.
Had the right results.
Hey! 800-990-3776. I'm trying to get our KBN Nation involved, and you be yapping. Would you trade one of the 4 top wide receivers of the Green Bay Packers for Justin Tucker? Man, I don't hate this idea at all. I really do value the kicker position because it drove me nuts even before Anders when Mason Crosby, although was very consistent, couldn't kick a 50-plus yarder.
Can I also say that in 2 years, we're not going to have all 4 anyway? Because we can't afford all of them. You literally have 2 years together with this cast of crew. You can have Justin Tucker for 5 years of elite kicking.
I prefer us to try to find an elite kicker than trading somebody like one of these 4 receivers.
And who's going to find him? Because Goody doesn't have a great track record of drafting special teamers. He drafted a long snapper. He drafted J.K. Scott. Not with the team.
I'm hopeful.
And Anders kicking at an 82% clip.
I'm hopeful. I just saw a kicker.
Hope is not a strategy.
A kicker got traded here. You shouldn't be mad.
Yeah, and he's a good kicker. The Packers maybe consider doing that.
You should be more upset with Josh and that disrespect that he put towards you.
I am. I'm not happy with him.
He charged up your entire career in your life. Everything you dedicated your life to. He
would have traded you for a bag of balls.
A bag of balls and some tees.
It's not my fault with a bad trade.
You can get
bad
from Dunham
investment
Sports.
from Josh. I don't need to prove nothing to Josh. He knows who the real dudes are. And he's going to want an elite kicker when his Green Bay Packers are down 2 points and it's a 50-yard field goal. Then I want to know who the real valuable people on the team are.
Some guys should have listened to Brad. We should have traded Christian Watson for Justin Tucker.
Yep. Oh, my gosh. That's going to be more insufferable than you after a Packers loss on a Monday.
That's true, because you know he's going to stand on it.
Oh, he's going to stand all over this. He protects his specialists. Chris Larson running the show, no Alex Strofe, which means everyone's favorite segment just got even better. Becoming relevant is already relevant. And then we hit over-under. Next, don't go anywhere. It's Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
Ben, I've been a fan of you since Scalzo and Brust was on the air. You kind of are like a Pat McAfee for the ESPN Milwaukee. You kind of revolutionized this channel and stuff.
Leo, I'm here for you, and I appreciate everything you say. We love you listening, and you can call in every day and say that. I won't get old.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about how you should continue to enjoy the rest of summer. That's with Neutral Vodka Seltzer. Real juice. That's what makes it so tasty. It's simple. Real vodka, real juice, and then you get that simplicity of great taste. If you're tailgating, if you're getting ready for the football season that we're all excited about in Madison, make sure for whatever tailgate, whatever experience, you bring Neutral Vodka Seltzer to the party. You'll thank me later. Must be 21 years or older to enjoy.
Free Food Friday on ESPN Madison is brought to you by Pizza Hut. Want your own Free Food Friday from the Hut? Tune into Wilde and Tausch this Friday from 9 a.m. to noon for a chance to win 2 free large pizzas and 2 free orders of wings at select Pizza Hut locations. Perfect for a speedy lunch, a relaxing dinner, or anytime you're on the go. Head to pizzahut.com. That's pizzahut.com or the select Pizza Hut locations to enjoy your own Free Food Friday. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that American Family Insurance agents can help build a customized renter's policy so you can protect stuff like this, or this, or even this. Well, case in point. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Hey, it's Jesse Nelson. Our second broadcast on Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania of Week 1 of the 2024 high school football season is Friday night when the Brookfield Central Lancers make the trip up from the Milwaukee area to visit the DeForest Norskis. Pre-game coverage starts at 6:30 with kickoff at 7 o'clock on 100.5 ESPN, Wisconsin On Demand, and live free video streaming on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Stop by Sherwin-Williams and get 30% off Duration products and Superdeck stains from August 23rd through the 26th. It's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your bedroom, living room, or home office, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Starting trouble. No one likes that. We can get you set up for some stronger starts. You might just need a fresh charge, and we can take care of that free of charge. But if it is time for a new battery, we've got replacement batteries that'll fit your needs, starting at just $79.99. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Want to join the fastest growing home solar company in the nation and work in the fastest growing industry in the world? Everlight Solar has open positions in the Madison area and in their newly open Milwaukee location. As Wisconsin's largest home solar company, Everlight Solar offers great opportunities to gain new skills and advance your career. Don't miss the chance to join the Everlight Solar team. Visit everlightsolar.com to apply today. Save money, save the planet, and start with Everlight Solar.
Hey, Badger fans, fall is right around the corner, and so is the return of Badger football. Experience the excitement of Friday Night Lights at Camp Randall Stadium on August 30th as the Badgers take on Western Michigan. Individual tickets start at just $35, with all-inclusive group packages still available. Visit uwbadgers.com or call 1-800-GO-BADGERS to secure your seats for the Friday night home opener of Wisconsin football on August 30th. That's uwbadgers.com or 1-800-GO-BADGERS.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
The love for specialists, it's fading fast on Twitter. X at KBN ESPN. Today's poll question, Brad Nortman would trade one of the Packers' top 4 wide receivers for Ravens kicker Justin Tucker. Would you do it? Now getting into the meat of the votes. 28% say yes. 72% say no.
Do we drug test here at GKB?
I stand by it. I think it makes all the sense in the world.
You didn't answer his question. 800-990-3776. Tony TC chimes in. Josh DiMaggio is wrong. Kyle Wallace is wrong. I'd trade anyone but Jordan Love. The average loss in the NFL is 3.5 points. Kicking is important. Football people are just too stupid and think it's not macho enough. Points are points, baby. We were so spoiled with Crosby.
Let him know, TC. That's speaking truth right there.
Adam and Cudahy, 800-990-3776. You're up.
All right, spoken like a true specialist, huh? You would trade one of our receivers.
Proud specialist.
Wow. Okay, so here's the thing. You trade one, okay, and let's just say it's not Christian Watson. And then Christian Watson goes down again, like we, assume he might miss some time. Well, now you're left with 2, okay? And so all of a sudden the surplus is cut in half of wide receivers, all right? And I don't know. I'd rather look back at this time and be like, wow, look at all those great receivers we had. That's why we won the Super Bowl, and not, we traded for a kicker. That's what did it. Yeah.
I get that, but you still have 2 really good receivers if that's the case. You still got 2 capable tight ends, likely a healthy running back, and if Marshawn Lloyd comes back, also healthy. And I just think that, look, you have a 2-year window with all of these wide receivers, and then 1 or more will be gone. You just can't keep them all. But you can have an opportunity to get 5 great years of elite kicking. I trust Jordan Love to be able to elevate wide receivers around him. And then if you can get to the 40-yard line,
and thank you, Adam, for the call. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. That was a good call. Good call.
I just want to provide some background to what was the Super Bowl last year. Kansas City Chiefs 25, San Francisco 49ers 22. I go in the box score and I see a very, very, very interesting box score. The Kansas City Chiefs, Harrison Butker, 4 for 4 with a long of 57, 1 for 1 in extra points. Jake Moody, 3 for 3 with a long of 55. There were a total of 7 field goals made in a game that was a slugfest until Patrick Mahomes found Mecole Hardman for the game-winning touchdown. Just providing context.
That's almost half the point.
No, it's important. It definitely is important.
Carrie and Racine, 800-990-3776. You are up.
I definitely would not trade one of our young wide receivers for a kicker. I think Carlson is going to do much better. He's learning. He's a kicking family. He just went 5 for 5. I think it would be silly.
Well, thank you for the call, Carrie. That's just a lot of optimism and a lot of hope, in my opinion, because he's had a training camp in which he's matching his totals of a regular season. And I'm no expert on kicking here, Brad.
Are you in the same? Are you with Brad on this? Are you with Brad? Is that what you're trying to do?
I'm just stirring the pot today.
You know what the thing is?
Party just with Brad.
You know what the thing is? I don't even think Baltimore would accept the trade. I don't think they would. I think they'd say, You can keep your wide receivers because what are we going to do? We can't replace Justin Tucker.
No, they'll say we already have our guys. If it was a position of need for them that they truly need to get somebody,
but if these wide receivers are so great, then someone would make room for them. They'd be a starting wide receiver 1 or 2 on some team.
Love and Football would trade A.J. Dillon for a kicker today.
Yeah, most people would, right? Because he's replaceable, and that's the biggest thing.
He's the King Henry backup.
Kickers can be found, right? Like the kicker position can definitely be found. Now, I understand that Goody has not been able to successfully find a kicker as of last year, and I don't know if Anders is going to be the guy this year based off his training camp so far. I'll give him this. He played well today, so maybe he's turned the corner. We will see.
Think about this, okay?
I'm thinking.
Yeah, me too.
Kansas City Chiefs and the New England Patriots, okay? Those are the last 2 NFL dynasties. Both of them had elite kickers, okay? And they paid and kept their kickers. They did not pay and keep their receivers.
Well,
hold
on. No. That's actually a good point. It was the New England Patriots
had
philosophy.
Had
Edelman, Wes Welker. I thought you were talking about guys that they kept cycling.
Cycling through, and then they had Adam Vinatieri for their first wave, Steven Gostkowski for their second wave, and he was amazing, excellent, all pro. The Kansas City Chiefs, they let Tyreek Hill go. And they signed and made Harrison Butker the most valuable kicker in NFL history this last week.
Yeah, he did. No, man.
And those are the 2 best teams in the NFL.
You don't want to model yourself after these dynasties?
No, I don't want to model myself after these 2 dynasties because they did that because they understood what they already had in their quarterback and they understood what they had in their roster as well. Right now, we are still trying to figure out what we have, and I'm not willing to risk giving up the future of one of these guys that could turn into a Tyreek Hill type guy for a kicker and Justin Tucker. I trust that the Green Bay Packers could just draft or sign or find somebody who could be a capable kicker here. We're not asking for somebody who's going to kick, 90% field goals accuracy. We're just looking for somebody to give us 85% and maybe only miss 2 or 3.
That's such a bad bar to set.
Give the best.
800-990-3776. I don't know if Adam is in the ESPN Wisconsin Fantasy League of Kyle Bruston-Nortman, but he says he'll be sending Brad a trade request in fantasy since he values kickers so much.
Who's my kicker? Oh, I got Harrison Butker. I'm good.
Wow.
No, I got Harrison Butker. I'm good.
I was going to say.
I won't accept anyone else.
You don't want Justin Tucker? You want both?
I like the Chiefs' offense more.
Okay.
I think he's going to score more points.
Okay.
Honestly, it's a horse apiece. If I would add Harrison Butker in there, I would trade one of our 4 wide receivers for Harrison Butker too.
Man, you're crazy. You're absolutely crazy.
You're not crazy because you usually help people find a great way to win using 1 or 2 words.
Underdog fantasy?
Higher or lower?
Higher or lower on Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy Sports, that's exactly what Ben is talking about, and I'm telling y'all this right now. You want to join in on the fun as the NFL season is here, right? You want to make sure that when you watch these games, you have a little bit more into it, right? And you can do that with the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. And what I love about it, it is so easy to play. This is what happens. You basically go to your app store and you sign up on the Underdog Fantasy app, or you go to UnderdogFantasy.com. Once you do that, you go in there and you select higher or lower on player stats from multiple teams, and if your picks hit, you can win big time money. I'm telling y'all this right now. It makes watching football so much more fun with the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. So right now, what I want you to do is I want you to download the Underdog Fantasy app from your app store or visit UnderdogFantasy.com and sign up using promo code KBN. That is promo code KBN, and Underdog will give you a highly discounted pick to use on your first pick 'em entry plus a deposit offer. That's promo code KBN, and you can join me this football season and win big. Must be 18 plus and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concern with your play. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
What we are going to do next is something we always do, and I think we've been on fire against Alex Strofe, but Chris Larson's running the show today. It's over-under coming up next, so we're going to need caller 6 and caller 9, a chance to win a $50 gift card. Someone's going to walk away with it, actually, because the way this works, caller 6, you're going to get a category from Chris and an over-under. Kyle, Brad, myself, we team up to get as many right answers out of 10 to try and hit that over because we're striving for greatness. You choose if you believe in us or if you don't believe in us. I think it's been the Franklin family.
Yeah,
last 3 weeks, it's been the Franklins. Caller 6, caller 9. 800-990-3776. 800-990-3776. Over under coming up next on Kyle Bruston-Nortman.
This is Kyle Bruston-Nortman.
I'm about being young, wild, and free.
No, you're not.
You're
not young, wild, and free.
Yeah,
I am young.
You're not that.
I am
Every
wild.
time I
wild.
Do something. I check with a girlfriend.
Wait, why are you taking why you going personal? Why you going to talk about business? I can still be free with a lady.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
Varsity on Wisconsin On Demand is home to all the latest and best Badgers content on ESPN Wisconsin. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Wisconsin On Demand, and wherever you get your podcasts.
With your Badger Minute, I'm Riley Yauk. Wisconsin volleyball is officially back. They had their first exhibition match of the season Tuesday night, sweeping the Bradley Braves 3-0. Middle blocker Carter Booth showed out for the Badgers, notching 12 kills on 14 attacks and recording 5 blocks. The regular season starts next Tuesday as Wisconsin travels to Kentucky to take on 6th-ranked Louisville. Listen to every match all season long on your new home for Wisconsin volleyball, 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Don't miss out on 0% interest for up to 60 months with no money down and equal payments.
Order today from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Visit PellaWI.com.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Everybody knows if it's summer season, it's festival season. And Potawatomi has the winningest one, WinFest. You could make it an awesome August with a share of $500,000. Play with your rewards card for entries. Hourly drawings every Thursday from 5 to 8 p.m. $25,000 in cash and prizes each drawing. It's the $500,000 WinFest. Get in on the fun. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. More info at pacebig.com. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
When you're in the right place at the right time, things get done. The important things, like knowing what you need and how it all works. Talking truck. Fixing it right the first time. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, our people get it done right and now. That's how you know you're in the right place at the right time. And you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet.
Madison's financial challenges need a Dane County-based bank. Starion Bank is a full-service community bank that delivers quality big bank services with a local approach. We are proud to be there for any budding entrepreneur or small businesses, helping them exceed their financial goals from banking to lending to cash management. Visit a banker at one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, or Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, taking you farther.
Hey, Badger fans, fall is right around the corner, and so is the return of Badger football. Experience the excitement of Friday Night Lights at Camp Randall Stadium on August 30th as the Badgers take on Western Michigan. Individual tickets start at just $35, with all-inclusive group packages still available. Visit uwbadgers.com or call 1-800-GO-BADGERS to secure your seats for the Friday night home opener of Wisconsin football on August 30th. That's uwbadgers.com or 1-800-GO-BADGERS.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, home of the Big Win and Madison Casino Guru, is transforming guests into winners. Making an ordinary day into a big win day is easy with a 95% average payout. And with over 140 daily jackpots, the number of people winning has never been bigger. So what are you waiting for? Escape to Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison for your next big win.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, brought to you by Busch Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and Wisconsin On Demand. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
I got a condo with me.
The votes are piling up for today's Twitter X poll at KBN ESPN. Brad Nortman would trade one of the Packers' top 4 wide receivers for Ravens kicker Justin Tucker. Would you do it? 35% of people say yes.
That's very respectable.
That's respectable.
Should be more.
No,
it
is.
Be
You
more.
yourself thought Brad made some really good points in the break, so now you can.
I never said that.
What'd you say?
Nothing like that. If it didn't happen on air.
He said that Tyreek Hill was traded from the Kansas City Chiefs, got voted the number one player of his peers at the top 100, and they won another Super Bowl.
Yeah, prove.
And they kept their kicker.
Prove I think it's a good idea.
Can't. And Brad, I saw a text here at 800-990-3776. It's Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. We have our ESPN Wisconsin Fantasy League, and somebody said, I'm going to send Brad a trade request in fantasy since he values kickers so much. Did this person follow through?
Yes, he did on our ESPN Fantasy Football League, the KBN League. First place, Brad. That's my team. I'm putting that out there.
You don't know what first place is.
I'm going to be. I will not after this season. I'm determined to be
Not
first
if you
place.
keep valuing kickers like this.
Adam's astonishing team tried to trade me. I have DJ Moore, the wide receiver for the Chicago Bears, and he offered Will Lutz, the kicker for the Denver Broncos.
Well, you should have said yes. That's an easy one. DJ Scrub Moore from the Bears.
He ain't no Justin Tucker, and Denver's offense come on.
Oh, so you're saying you would trade Justin Tucker
if I didn't have Harrison Butker, I'd consider it.
Oh, stop it. You a liar.
I'd consider it.
As Kyle say, you a lie.
In fantasy football, no, kickers don't. But in real football, this is real football. I'd consider it.
Let's get to over-under.
Will the guys hit the over or will they disappoint? It's time for Over Under on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
It is over-under on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, where Brad, Kyle, and myself, we get 10 guesses to get as many right answers as possible based off of Chris Larson's category, who's in for Alex Strofe. Chris, you have an over-under and a category. Eric and Madison believes in KBN is in on the over. Mitch and Stoughton stuck on the other side. He's on the other. One of them is going to walk away as a winner of a $50 gift card. Chris, what is our category and our over-under?
Before we get to that, I will say Mitch and Stoughton liked the fact that he got the under for this one as well. So,
oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
So what today's category is the last 10 different teams the Packers have played to open the regular season. The last 10 different teams the Packers have played to open the regular season, because obviously they played one team a couple times over the last years. So the last 10 different teams the Packers have played to open the regular season, over under 6.5.
Well, obviously, let's start with last year.
Ready to go?
We are good to go.
In 3, 2, 1, clock starts.
The Chicago Bears' final answer.
Yep.
They also
the Packers have opened against the Bears in 2023, 2019, 2018, 2015, 2009, and 2006. The way this list goes
way back.
Yep.
You might as well do the whole NFC North.
Well, we know this. We know the Saints.
Saints.
We do know
New Orleans Saints final.
They opened against the Saints in 2021 and 2011.
Hang on. What was the over-under?
6.5.
Was the Vikings the Christian Watson game?
Yes.
Are we sure this first?
Yes.
Yeah.
Chris,
you're talking about different teams.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying when he dropped the opening pass.
Yeah.
Vikings final.
The Minnesota Vikings, they opened the season against in 2022, 2020, 2008, and 2003.
Okay, I got one.
I can't keep up with the writing.
Jacksonville Jaguars 2016.
Oh, wow.
Played in it.
Correct.
Oh.
How about that?
Insider trading.
That is insider trading.
Also, if we're going back that far, I remember going to see at Lambeau Philadelphia Eagles in Mason Crosby's first game in 2007. So Philadelphia Eagles.
Final answer.
They opened against the Eagles this season, 2010 and 2007.
So that's 5.
I mean, the Lions we put over there. I'm trying to think.
Did they play the Seahawks to open the year one time? Or no.
No, but they were a team that I thought of.
Do you remember who they played when they won the Super Bowl the next year? By any chance?
To open the season?
Remember how
when they went 15-1?
Yeah.
Big game usually, put them in a good spot.
Yeah. I don't know.
They never. I feel like they don't open against the Cowboys. Too marquee. Not the Texans. The Titans. Nah. Colts. Did we ever open against the Colts? Nah. You guys are throwing names.
Giants, Jets.
We played Jets early on.
What
in the
about
season.
Falcons?
The Falcons are probably a good guess. The Buccaneers. The Buccaneers.
1 minute.
Because the Buccaneers are definitely.
We played them twice one year in 2019. Who they opened 2019 with?
Can we just put the Lions and just see?
Yeah, might as well do the Lions.
Lions final.
They opened against the Lions in 2005.
Jeez, that goes far back.
Well,
NFC teams would be likely.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't feel like they.
Commanders, Giants, Eagles. We have Cowboys.
I feel like the
30
49ers are a team.
seconds.
Falcons final.
The open against the Falcons in 2002.
That's 7.
Buccaneers.
That's 7. You guys won.
7.
Buccaneers
Let's keep going.
final.
We're 7 for 7.
Oh, wow.
49ers.
I feel like the 49ers would be
The open
yeah.
against the 49ers in 2013 and 2012.
10.
Well, we got 8 of 9. We hit the over. So, congrats to Eric and Madison.
Who took the under?
Well,
Happy
he didn't.
Hell yeah, baby.
Just to finish off the list here, so you got the Bears, you got the Vikings, you got the Saints, Seattle Seahawks, 2017 and 2014.
Yeah, we would have won.
Jaguars you got, San Francisco you got, Philadelphia you got, Lions you got, and the Carolina Panthers in 2004.
Oh, that's way back.
We would have got this.
Brad, we played for the Panthers. You're supposed to be a historian of those teams.
I should have known. You didn't
when you got.
You did get Jacksonville.
Mitch is a very, very, very good loser. He's not a sore loser. He texts in, GG boys, good game. I'll get you in fantasy league. Well done.
Hey.
Congrats to Eric and Madison on the $50 gift card. It is Kyle Brust-Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, as in a text thread that I don't want to be on anymore is turned into Josh DiMaggio, the producer of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, and Brad Nortman, our resident specialist, who would trade one of the top 4 Green Bay Packers wide receivers for Justin Tucker.
Buzz back and forth.
I mean, they're just...
Jeez, 23 unread messages?
I feel like I'm in a Twitter chat where you're tagged in and you don't want anything to do with the conversation. They keep on talking.
Yeah, we're going at it a little bit. I'm holding my ground that I would trade one of the 4 Packer receivers for Justin Tucker.
Right now, the last text that I got is that Darius Slayton of the New York Giants has the same average annual salary as Sir Justin Tucker.
What's Slayton? What is he, wide receiver 2?
No.
3?
No. Yeah, maybe 3, 4, fringe.
2, 3, 4. Yeah, 2, 3. 2, 3.
I'm just for this Packer team specifically. Okay, if one of the wide receivers wasn't there,
Josh, he's getting him to go down. This team specifically, not as a philosophy.
Like how much would it really affect them? If Jordan Love is a true QB1, top 8-5 quarterback in the league, he can elevate a wide receiver 4.
Listen, I'd rather.
And you got a great kicker.
I'd rather us invest the draft pick in a younger kicker that's going to cost less
How'd
money.
that work
in the
out
draft
for
pick.
us?
Well, that was 6th round. Let's get maybe a 4th round pick or something like that. Jake Moody.
Sounds like the Green Bay Packers had a successful joint practice against the Baltimore Ravens. Do you expect the starters to play on Saturday now? We'll get the feel from our guys, the overreactor Kyle Wallace and the brains behind the operation Brad Nortman and myself, Ben Brust. Kyle Brust-Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, back in 2 minutes. That's it. Don't go anywhere.
Derek Jeter for American Family Insurance.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they'll help protect your family's dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina, you can count on an American Family Insurance agent to help you dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is former Wisconsin linebacker Chris Orr. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a good Karma Brands radio station on Wisconsin.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. My name is Riley Yauk, and this is your Sports Center update brought to you by ESPN Madison on YouTube. Watch all your favorite daily ESPN Madison shows, exclusive digital content, and live high school sports play-by-play. Subscribe today to watch ESPN Madison on YouTube. The Green Bay Packers wrapped up training camp today with a 2.5-hour joint practice with the Baltimore Ravens. Some notes from ESPN's Rob Domofsky. Jordan Love had 4 nice red zone touchdowns with 1 interception, thrown to former Chicago Bear Roquan Smith. Anders Carlson was perfect, I believe 5 for 5 from the field, and rookie safety Evan Williams notched his 5th interception of training camp. For more Packers coverage from Rob Domofsky, head on over to ESPNWisconsin.com. The Brewers are down in St. Louis in a rubber match with the Cardinals after their 6-game win streak was snapped last night thanks to a walk-off grand slam. We still have a pitcher's duel on our hands, folks, as it's zeros across the board in the top of the 7th, thanks in large part due to a Garrett Mitchell home run robbery.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studios in Madison, this is Kyle Brust and Nordman, KBN. Sponsored by Busch Light on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Hanging with you, KBN Nation, at 800-990-3776. My name's Ben Brust alongside Kyle Wallace, our Packer backer. You decide if you believe that or not. Brad Nordman, Super Bowl 50 runner-up, longtime NFL punter and holder of kickers.
Indeed.
Was it cool to hold? Could you see the kick from down there?
Yeah. And I usually knew if it was going in or not.
Based off the kick or based off of their reaction?
How it came off the foot and like then looking at the ball. Like once the ball gets a quarter of the way there, I'm like, ooh, that's either making it or it's not.
What do you do when somebody misses?
That's all right, buddy. Get him next time.
Yeah, you just kind of like the helmet tap.
I mean, even when you're
like
like a game losing field goal.
I was never part of a game losing field goal.
Oh, wow.
I was a
That's
part
surprising considering your second place record.
Well, I was a great holder. I'm not even gonna lie. I was a really good holder. Like that's something that
Cool.
3 game-winning kicks. One that was like a 50-plus yard on Monday Night Football in the rain from the leg of Graham Gano. Yeah, it was fun. Those were fun moments to be a part of.
Were you nervous about dropping in the rain?
Is he a part of it?
Yeah, he's part of it. He got to snap the hole in a kick.
That's critical, Ben.
It is.
Critical.
Nobody shouts out the holder after the kick.
The kicker does.
The only time that you get glory as a holder is when you mess up.
Well, that's not glory. That's hate.
Tony Romo, we still remember the slick ball. It was a slick ball he couldn't hold on to.
Brad Nordman claims that he would trade one of the Packers' top 4 wide receivers for Ravens kicker Justin Tucker. Would you do it? It's trickling up a little bit. 37% say yes. I think that's a hefty, healthy percentage for your argument, Brad.
That is pretty good. I mean, look, it's not a sexy stance to take, but people that know football, I think they get it.
Yeah. And if you know football and you follow football and you're all about the green and gold, it sounds like, based off some of the plays I was reading to Kyle earlier from the bloggers and beat reporters on Twitter X, that the offense had a pretty good day, a slow start, and then Jordan Love picked it up. Anders Carlson had a really good day, and the defensive line for the Green Bay Packers was disruptive, which you like to hear in a new scheme of 4-3, getting some pressure, getting to Lamar, making him run not on design. And so the conversation over the last 2 weeks-ish has been, all right, 3 plays from the Green Bay Packers, Dontavion Wicks touchdown, 1 series, 3 plays. Was that good enough? Would you be okay? I think we put out a poll. If you only saw those 3 plays, would you be okay with not seeing the rest of the starters play at all in the preseason? That started to shift a little bit when Matt LaFleur came out last week, early in the week, and said that the starters were not likely going to play, and basically said aren't going to play in their Sunday night game against the Broncos because they had a joint practice, but they were emphasizing getting lots of production and learning a lot from that practice. Well, they learned a lot, but they did not come ready to play. They did not do well. And then in the preseason game with 31 starters out, the effort, the grit, and the energy that Matt LaFleur was looking for wasn't there. He then starts the week by saying, I don't know what the plan is for the last preseason game. The players that play in it will be determined by how they play in this week's practices. Based off the performance today, and we'll hear from Jason Wilde at 3:15, if you're Matt LaFleur, do you feel confident not playing your starters on Saturday before you play the Philadelphia Eagles in the next time we will see the starters likely in a real game? 800-990-3776. What say you?
I've seen just enough. I've seen just enough to not put the starters out there. I would still contend, maybe it's an old school mentality. I would love to see them go out there and play maybe 1 series just to really get into it. But they needed this. The Green Bay Packers offense and defense, particularly offense, they needed this. Let's be honest. this offense is a little streaky, right? I mean, when they're feeling it, holy cow. It's like NBA Jam where they're on fire, right? I mean, it doesn't matter who you throw out there, they're going to beat you. But when they're off, they're a little off. The only question is how long does it take before they get going and how long can they sustain it? I would be concerned if we didn't see it, if we didn't see the rhythm, if we didn't see the fire, if we didn't see what this offense is capable of. So I said earlier in the week, if the Packers play against the Ravens like they did against the Broncos in practice, you got to play them because you need to discover that rhythm. It sounds like maybe an okay 11 on 11, but red zone, move the ball, all the other situational where it's 1 versus 1s. Whoo, it sounds like they were on fire and heating up were the words from the beat reporters on the sideline. So to me, I've seen enough. They have found the rhythm. They have found their heat. And to risk injury, I would say I'd be okay if I didn't see them play on Saturday.
AFAM chimes in. He says, we notoriously start slow. I could see us taking an L against Philly, and then gives Brad a shout that you're crushing it today.
Of course.
Attaboy, Brad.
Thank you.
Obviously love special teams talk. That's what's up. But I love the results that we got today, right? They're very encouraging for the Green Bay Packers. They're very encouraging for what we want to see going into week 1. Now, for me, though, I would still like to see this team go out there and at least play a series where you have, 8-some plays or 6 to 8 plays out there where the offense gets a chance just to go out there.
Real quick, 3 and out. Put them back out there?
Put them right back out there. Put them right back out there for one more series. And then after that, you go ahead and move on. But it's not the decision that I want, right? It's about what Matt LaFleur wants to do. And Matt LaFleur has displayed last week with his actions, and he adjusted it this week, where he basically said they were not going to play against in a preseason game against the Broncos, regardless of how they practiced that week, whether they were into practice or they weren't into practice, whether they performed well and executed the way they were supposed to against the Broncos in the joint practice. It did not matter. And then he changed his tune this week. But clearly Matt LaFleur has no real he has no real desire to actually have them play in the game, in the preseason game. And basically, I think his mentality and the approach he had this week was, you guys got to earn it, right? And I'm big on making sure guys earn the ability to be able to do stuff. And based off the performance today that we saw from Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers, Jordan Love tore it up today. That's exactly what we want to hear. The defensive line.
I wouldn't say tore it up. I'd say he had a really good day.
I mean, he had 216 yards.
He started 5 of 12 with an interception.
Four touchdowns, 4 red zone touchdowns. He ended the day well. So for me, that's a good day, and he heated up.
That's where the money's made.
And exactly. And so for me, the Green Bay Packers did enough in order for them to be rewarded with not having the starters.
But you still want to see him.
I would still like to see him one more time. But I am encouraged because this is a team in the Baltimore Ravens that is a really good football team, and the fact that they were able to go up against that football team and come out with confidence, right? That's what you want, because if you can believe it, if you don't want to. But the Green Bay Packers lost a little confidence against the Denver Broncos because they thought they stuff didn't stink. They went out there, got hit in the mouth, and they realized we got to lock back in, and that's exactly what they did. And I'm happy from this positive result.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I personally, I think it's more of a selfish thing more than anything. Like, I want to see him. I only saw him 3 plays, right? And then it was like, oh, wow, I'm just kind of watching something that's in the background. And then if there was a kicker that came out, you maybe peeked your eyes open to see if Greg Joseph and Anders Carlson was going to make it.
You bet you did.
But outside of that, I'm thinking to myself, well, at this point, I have to trust Matt LaFleur, basically because when you think about the amount of preseason games and reps that they got last year as a young team, right? It was obviously very important heading into a season which they started 2-5 because they were the youngest team in the NFL. Now, when the youngest team in the NFL goes to the playoffs and wins a playoff game, it's not the entire team that was, back for this year, but there's a good majority of guys that understood what it took to have not just sustained success in the late regular season games to get to the playoff, but to go into Jerry World and demolish the Cowboys, right? And so that still lives within them. So if you saw enough of what you've seen from your guys, right? You're the head coach. You're around them, not 365. Brad talks about, the gap between mandatory mini camps and training camps, a little mini vacay. But you're around your guys enough to know where they're at. And based off the fact that he's made playoffs for the last 5 years, I'm going to trust Matt LaFleur on this call. If he believes that what he saw today and from this week of practice, that this team is where they need to be for week 1, he shouldn't play him. If he thinks that, look, I think we're still young, we've been a little too inconsistent for my liking, I understand the injury risk of putting guys out there, but also there's injury risk in everything, right? We've seen Joe Burrow pull his calf in just like tag drills where they're not even tackling them. So at this point, I just think if Matt LaFleur, and I can't believe I'm saying this because, I do like to get at Matt a little bit about trying to find his identity, but to his resume, he is a good coach, right? They've made the playoffs for the last 5 years. He's made it to 2 NFC Championship games. I don't care if the quarterback was Aaron Rodgers or Bart Starr. What he did as a first-year head coach, winning 13 games 3 years in a row, he understands success, right? There's a quarterback's very important, but he had enough around his entire team to lead them to a place of, all right, I know what it takes to get to X. And if he believes that they can get to X with where they've been through this offseason, don't throw him out there. But selfishly, I want to see him.
You know what's interesting about Matt LaFleur? I agree. I don't think he wants to play his guys in preseason. I think he had to last year to figure out what he had. But this year, I'm reading that he doesn't want to have his guys play. It almost seems like he is the coach that we described a little bit yesterday, right? Using one word to describe Matt LaFleur. He doesn't like being the bad guy. I think it's not who he is, right? And this team almost seems like they perform better when their back's against the wall and they're called out and they're underdogs and underappreciated. So he has a really interesting thing that he's got to do where he's got to be tough on the guys and create a little bit of edge when that's not really his personality. That's why I think he did so well with all those veterans with Aaron Rodgers. I think he more naturally would like to be more player friendly, a little bit more easy on them and let them just be players.
And what he was able to do with those old guys is let them be vets because vets know what it takes to 100%. Be at a certain level.
And that's why it was so important when we talked about yesterday, how do we define Matt LaFleur as a coach, right? That's why it's so important for him to have this identity because they are still budding young stars. They're still trying to figure out how to be veterans, and that's why it's so encouraging seeing them really refocus from what they did last week and be able to respond the way they did against a very good football team. That's exactly shows you what the potential is for this team, but how can Matt LaFleur get them to sustain this type of success? That is the ultimate challenge that he has to do. When you know that you have basically a stud at all different positions, when you know you have a Kentucky Derby Triple Crown type horse, but you need to harness it all in and put it all together so that horse can be a champion, he has to figure out how to train this team up to make sure that every single time that they kick off a football, they are locked in and they're ready to go and they're going to put on their best performance. Never play down to the competition. Never get complacent. Always go out there to try to dominate every single game. That's what he has to get out this football game.
And I was going to try and do an analogy because I actually thought I was going to have a good one, but it required a lot of reading and a lot of words on the first article that I clicked. I was going to try and figure out where this young Packers team, if they were the youngest team in the NFL last year, they were moldable, right? They were in that adolescent, even babyish stage, right? Like you're trying to form those habits, try things, figure out what works, figure out what, how to make them grow. And now they're in year two, are they 3 to 5 year olds? Are they 5 to 10 year olds, right? Because you get to a certain age and people become self-sufficient, right? People know what they know how to brush their teeth, right? Those are habits that you put in now for these young guys that hopefully if they stay as a core together, Matt LaFleur doesn't have to be the guy that has to, I love what you said there, Brad. He's got a fine line right now. He's trying to be the player's coach, but you also, for a young team, guys who are young, they're it's just natural, right? It's natural for you to maybe be like, oh, I'm good. I'm in the NFL. No, it takes consistent hard work every single day if you want to hold the trophy up at the end of the year.
And it doesn't seem like this team responds particularly well to being crowned, right? Because I think they started training camp. Everyone's riding high on them. It's taken longer for them to get their feet underneath them than we all expected. Every time their back was against the wall last year, that's when they played their best football. Every time that they were underdogs, they played their best football. It's a completely new challenge to now be the one that you expect to win and to not allow that to permeate into your play and, like you said, get complacent.
Well, I talked to Jason Wilde earlier. I was lucky enough to talk to him during our show prep, and I know he's joining us next. It's Jason Wilde joining Kyle Brust and Ortman with reaction from the joint practice. It's next.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
You said they are a reflection of their head coach. Yes, he's soft, as he proved with you by signing that damn jersey you had on. You think Campbell would have signed that jersey?
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Safe like repair, safe like replace.
place. Julian with Safelite Auto Glass.
When you have auto glass damage, it makes a big difference who you choose to fix it. Only Safelite, America's largest, gives you the reliability of always being there. With our 24/7 live call center, online scheduling, even a mobile app. And Safelite emails a photo of the technician before we arrive, so you know who to expect.
Just ask your insurance company for Safelite or call 800-800-2727 or go to safelite.com.
At TurboTax, we know your paycheck is more than a number.
It's being there for my customers.
It's lending a hand at any hour.
And it's having my coworkers' backs day or night.
You work hard to earn your money, and we're here to help you keep more of it. TurboTax has experts available to answer your questions by phone or live chat, so you get the answers you need and every penny you deserve. TurboTax, the power to keep what's yours. Try it free at TurboTax.com. Live tax help service is subject to availability, restrictions, and change without notice. See TurboTax.com for details.
LabCorp Clinical Trials is changing to a new name, Fortrea. While the name may be different, Fortrea combines decades of great experience and professionalism with new opportunities for clinical trial participation. It's more than a mission and more than a new name. Fortrea is dedicated to moving healthcare forward. To learn more about the future of healthcare and upcoming clinical trials, visit us at FortreaClinicalTrials.com. That's FORTREA clinicaltrials.com.
Searching for the perfect brunch spot this weekend? Look no further than the Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company. Every Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., indulge in the Great Dane sweet and savory brunch menu paired with mimosas, Bloody Marys, or one of their signature beers on tap. Enjoy at any of their 4 Madison area pubs, downtown, Hilldale, Fitchburg, or East Madison. Learn more and view the full menu at GreatDanePub.com/brunch. Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's original brew pub since 1994.
Summer is winding down, so that means it's back to school savings time at Metro Kia Madison. Lease the 2025 Kia Seltos for only $249 per month for 36 months with $3,499 due at signing. Enjoy 90 days deferred payments to qualified credit and offers, and even get an additional $1,000 for your trade into qualified vehicles and offers. With 95 vehicles on the lot, you can find the new Kia of your dreams today at Metro Kia of Madison.
Forward Madison FC's professional soccer season is underway, and they want you to pack out Breeze Stevens Field. Need a night out with the whole family? Try the Forward Madison Family Special presented by MG&E. Score a ticket to the match, a meal, and an FMFC scarf, all for just $25 per person. Visit ForwardMadisonFC.com to purchase your tickets today. That's ForwardMadisonFC.com. Forward Madison, fun for all.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Joining us now on Kyle Brust Norman across ESPN Wisconsin is Jason Wilde. You can hear Jason on Wilde and Tausch 9 to noon across these various stations. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, no Alex Strofe, Chris Larson in for him. How are you, Jason?
I'm good, guys. How are you?
You know, it's always an emotional roller coaster as it comes to reacting to things as they happen with Kyle Wallace. And I guess take everything into account, from the 3 plays we saw from them in the preseason game with the Ones, to what you've heard in Denver, to what you saw with the Ravens. How would you characterize the last 3 weeks in, the feel for the Green Bay Packers locker room and where they're headed?
2 words: Super Bowl.
Oh, wow. You hear that, Kyle? Celebrate!
I like that. I like that a lot.
I'm not sure I mean it, but
Jason.
look, these are the ups and downs, right? This is the reality. Like, the other team gets paid too. But today they had a really good day, which in the grand scheme of things, it matters where you're at today and then where you are tomorrow and then where you are, obviously, before you get on that plane for Brazil and where you're at when you get there. Like, it doesn't matter that they were crappy against Denver at this point. Like, what did they do about it? And it would appear that they came out today and had a much better effort, a much better focus. Jordan Love, because I said to him, what makes you so confident in the offense? Like, Denver obviously got the best of you. Your defense has gotten the best of you for most of camp. And, he said that he thought the issue in Denver was just a lack of detail and that they did those things today. And when they do those things, they were pretty darn good today offensively. They had a little bit of trouble early on in the team run 11-on-11 period. Love threw a pick that Roquan Smith made a great play on. But overall, they were pretty good in the red zone, and then they were quite good on the 2-minute drill. Like, there was a lot to feel good about offensively. And then, I was able to watch some of the defense, and then I watched all of the 2-minute drills. All three of the Packers' offenses, first, second, and third string, all got the game-tying field goal in the 2-minute, and all three of the Packers' defenses got stops against the Ravens. So,
hey,
today was a good day for them, and you should, by extension, as a fan, feel good too.
Well, it's certainly exciting for the Green Bay Packers, and you mentioned field goals. And that led me into a conversation that you guys on Wilde and Tausch kicked off a little bit for us, and we just kind of evolved it a little bit as well. And I went out and said, look, I would trade one of the Packers' 4 top receivers for Justin Tucker, right? And I like to see Carlson do well. Seems like he's doing better, and I'm rooting for him. I'm a specialist guy, Jason. But, like, hypothetically, if you have the opportunity to get an elite, one of the best kickers of all time, and assurances of points once you get to the 40, I would take Justin Tucker. I think that's more valuable than having 4 stud receivers. I'm good with 3 and an elite kicker. Is that a crazy take, or are you aligned with how I'm thinking?
I got the drug test kit ready if you need me to have them take it.
No, so here's the thing. And I've tried to be more open-minded, because remember, when you come from a newspaper background, and I don't think I'm nearly as cynical as some of my newspaper brethren are, but like, this is all galactically stupid if you take it purely from the point of reality, because the Baltimore Ravens, under no circumstances, are trading the best kicker in NFL history, right? So from that perspective, it's just dumb. But, and this is what I said to Tausch, because he kind of, as he is known to do, took it and ran with it today. If you think of it from the perspective of, what does this say about how valuable I believe the kicking game is, or how valuable Goody would view the kicking game, then it becomes a constructive exercise. And so, I look back on last year, and, you guys have heard me say this many times, like, you don't keep a rookie kicker if you think you're a Super Bowl contender. You don't trade away one of your best corners in Rasul Douglas at the trade deadline if you think you're a Super Bowl contender. You don't stick with the rookie kicker so he can miss a critical kick in an NFC divisional playoff game on the road if you thought you were going to be in this position, right? They should have called Mason Crosby a month earlier when he was having his struggles, so you had a guy who'd been there, done that, to attempt that field goal. And so now everything is different, though. So now how valuable does he see the kicking game being? Now how willing is he to make a move or find someone else? I mean, there was a kicker trade earlier today or yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that.
So how important does he view that? as being, and then what is he prepared to do about it? Because it's like you just said, the expectation game has completely changed. The expectations are now that this is a team that is a playoff team, a contender, and maybe even a Super Bowl team. And if that's the case, then these types of conversations are fundamentally reasonable.
Yeah, and I think Brad's best argument was the guy who was voted number one out of the top 100 is Tyreek Hill. The Chiefs moved on from him, and Harrison Butker was just signed. Now, again, it's not apples to apples in money and whatnot, but it is some sort of a blueprint of what a maybe dynasty, if you want to call him, is doing. As Jason Willie joins us here on Kyle Brust-Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin.
Now, Jason, you said something that Jordan Love said. Denver issue was a lack of detail, and I really feel that's telling. Do you think that the response that the team had today had to do with the approach that Matt LaFleur took this week versus the approach of last week of telling guys, yeah, regardless of what happens this week, you're not going to play in the preseason game? Do you think that approach that Matt LaFleur played a big difference in today's approach or today's results?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it made a big difference, but I definitely think it made a difference. I do think that there's a tendency to relax when you are told, all right, well, just have a good practice, and you guys aren't going to play in this meaningless game. I just think that's human nature, and I think Matt LaFleur admitted as much when I asked him about it the other day. So, yeah, I do think it factored in. Again, I don't think having a bad are the Ravens now going to go back to Baltimore and go, man, we had a bad practice. Maybe we're not as good as we think we are. They're what?
A veteran-laden team. You got Lamar Jackson, you got Derrick Henry, you got guys. I know their offensive line might be its holes, but like you feel more confident because you know what you're going to get from them.
Yeah, I mean, but at some point, I mean, obviously this team is still young, but they're not as young as they were, right? I mean, you know, your quarterback is in his second year as the starter, but he's in his fifth year in the league, right? Josh Jacobs is new to the team, but he's a veteran. Your other big signing in the offseason, the linchpin of your defense, Xavier McKinney at safety, is a veteran. He's new to the team, but he's in his fifth year. You look at, you know, a lot of those other guys on defense, Kenny Clark, Preston Smith, Rashawn Gary, Jair Alexander. They're all veteran guys. And let's not forget, as much as we love all these wide receivers, like they don't have any rookies in that group now, right? Like one guy in Grant Dubose was on the practice squad all year last year. But beyond that, they're all guys that at least have experience. So this is vastly different than the team they fielded last year. There's no doubt about that.
And Jason, I'm glad you just listed a lot of the veterans that are on this Green Bay Packers defense because, I don't know, maybe I'm not paying as close attention to things that are being put out there. I'm still curious as to, like, what the overall feel is from the 3-4 to the 4-3. Like, is that in training camp standing out as a good shift in philosophy? Like, do we need to wait and see still until, you know, we see them in real game action? I'm still trying to get a feel of what to expect, and maybe you don't have an answer because it's still a work in progress.
No, it's definitely an improvement. It definitely is. Now, half the league plays 4-3, half the league plays 3-4. But basically everybody in the league plays what is essentially a 4-2-5 because they play their nickel group so frequently. But I think the biggest difference is not necessarily the way the positions that guys are lining up in. It's two things. It's one, the more aggressive mentality. Like, it is a stark contrast from the Joe Barry keep everything in front of you system. There's no denying that. But the other thing, and I thought this was really interesting in talking to Matt LaFleur, is that it's simpler. Like, guys do the same stuff over and over and over again. They don't have as much read and react. That goes all the way from the front to the back. And so when you do it over and over and over again, you know this, whether it's about your jump shot or your mediocre, you know, defense, as Coach Bo Ryan would tell us. I mean, the bottom line is the more you do it, the better you're at it. And I think that because they have guys doing the same thing, like a defensive end. Very rarely now is Rashawn Gary going to drop back in coverage, right? And so he's doing the same thing no matter what the situation is. And that's healthy for him, and it simplifies things. And his muscle memory is better, and his confidence is better. And he doesn't have to think, oh, am I supposed to do this when we're in this situation? It's basically he's doing the same thing every time. And so I think that, more than anything, is where this defensive change is significant. 3-4, 4-3, the way the 4-3 is played is what allows these guys to keep doing the same stuff because nothing changes from base to sub and all that kind of stuff.
Well, Jason, we know you got to run. We appreciate the time. When we talk to you on Monday, we'll be even closer to real football and appreciate the insight from today's practice.
All right, guys. Take care. Be good.
That's Jason Wilde. Listen to him, Wilde and Tausch, 9 to noon across these very stations. It's Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. I've been attacked. So has Brad. And I didn't even say this. During the show, something happened to me, and
No!
Get out.
No!
Yeah, let's explain what happened next.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
Tausch, thank you for all that baby talk there and parenting talk. I'll take some of those tips.
I was getting ready for it right
now.
Yeah,
taking notes over there,
taking some of those taking some of those tips, those tips and storing them away. I do like nips as well. But Tausch,
on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Busch Light is not only as cold and smooth as the mountain stream, it's also brewed for the farmers and ranchers. Ben Brust here. Join me in saying cheers to those who work in the backbone in the state of Wisconsin. Pick up your limited edition Busch Light corn cans today. For every case of these limited edition cans, Busch Light is donating to Farm Rescue. Pick up Busch Light corn cans today, wherever you get your delicious beer. Offer good through August 31st, 2024, up to $200,000. Eligible package sizes 15 packs, 18 packs, 24 packs, and 30 packs. Case equal 24-pack case equivalent. Enjoy responsibly. 2024 Anheuser-Busch. Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
You're probably being overwhelmed with information about semaglutide, the game-changing FDA-approved weight loss treatment. Jim Rutledge here. I was like you. I didn't know what it was until I saw Dr. Nestor Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. He can walk you through the benefits. He can tell you if it's right for you, and then you could come up with a plan to change your life with a workout plan and semaglutide. With that plan, I dropped 20% body fat to 10% body fat, and I dropped over 20 pounds of fat and kept my muscle. You can do the same thing. Go see Dr. Nestor Rodriguez at Carbon World Health.
Derek Jeter for American Family Insurance.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they'll help protect your family's dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, future rocket scientist, we have liftoff, or a budding prima ballerina, you can count on an American Family Insurance agent to help you dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Finding the special healthcare resources families need just got easier. Wisconsin Wayfinder Children's Resource Network helps kids with delays, disabilities, special healthcare needs, and mental health conditions. Call toll-free 877-947-2929. Ask questions. Get answers. Connect today toll-free, 877-947-2929. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Derek Jeter for American Family Insurance.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they'll help protect your family's dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, future rocket scientist, we have liftoff, or a budding prima ballerina, you can count on an American Family Insurance agent to help you dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, brought to you by Busch Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and Wisconsin On Demand.
This weekend on ESPN Radio, while the Houston Astros sit high atop the AL West, the Baltimore Orioles are fighting for the top of the AL East. Coverage begins Saturday at 3:30 Eastern and Sunday at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Tune in to the Thanalysis Show every week, presented by Gruber Law Offices, also brought to you by Pato, Waterme Casino Hotel, and Carbless. Thanasis Antetokounmpo hangs out with special guests for fun and surprising conversations. He had a live show with Giannis, a chat with Jordan Love, and he gets the inside scoop on all things with fighting with Logan Paul. He has all the unique guests. Find The Analysis Show on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. Plus, you can subscribe to The Analysis Show on YouTube to see exclusive video content from Thanasis. The Analysis Show, presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call. That's all.
Dirk was on yesterday.
Last week, but yeah, you can watch it back.
Dirk was last week too?
Yeah.
Oh, I just heard it yesterday.
Yeah, there you go. But you should get those notifications just so you subscribe to ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and you can watch us live there. It's Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. It's been a weird 3 days here. 2 days ago, we were trying to figure out things we don't understand and how they work. Then yesterday, in our pre-show meeting before the show, I started screaming a company that I saw in the Super Bowl that Homer wears headphones from, Homer of the Homer Hour, Temu. Temu. I regret yelling that in our pre-show because Brad, it's popped up 10 times for you?
Yeah, thanks a lot, Ben. On Twitter X, no less than 5 times, it's shown up on my feed. And I'm scrolling. Those are the ones I've noticed. A lot of times I really try to block out the ads, and I cannot help but see Temu everywhere over my Twitter X, but it doesn't stop there. My work computer that has been around, as Ben has been saying Temu, as we talked about Temu yesterday, I thought if there was anything, I understand the phone, right? Okay, the phone, I know there's a mic and everything. I thought our work computer was at least...
computer says a mic, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was at least semi-fortified, though. I open up our main page, I don't even know what it is. It's like an MSN, and what do you know? Right there, front and center, big old Temu banner ad.
Temu done got you.
They asked Kyle to be a remote worker. They literally called you 10 minutes after I said that.
They texted me
and
about
guess
that.
what, guys? You know what?
I'm putting in my 2 weeks.
Brad, you remember you golfed with me in the ESPN Milwaukee Open?
Sure did.
We were at the Marquette University activation hole.
Yes, sir.
And I was having some fun with them, nothing that serious. I'm not shooting on your hoop, whatever. They gave me a Marquette cup, and I set a golf ball on top. I took my driver, and I whacked the cup into the woods while breaking my driver head.
Oh,
yes,
that's terrible.
That happened.
That is terrible.
This is 3:06 p.m. today on Twitter X. Temu ad. Do you need a new set of golf clubs?
No, they didn't do that.
Oh, wow.
No, they didn't.
Oh my gosh.
My gosh.
They watch it and listen at all times. They pick it up. I tell you, China
I
got
played
it.
golf. I played golf on Friday when I was off. I had to ask for a demo driver, so they're hearing me.
Yep.
And now they're offering me damn golf clubs.
Oh my goodness, they are good. They are so good.
They are so.
Kyle, if you can't beat them, join them. Take the job.
No, for real. All anybody that thinks they're getting cheated on, hire Temu, because I tell you, they the feds. They are the feds. They
If you're
hear
getting
everything.
cheated on, hire Temu. They can hear everything.
I'm telling you, it's like a parasite. I mean, they just wiggle their way and they just latch on to your life, your world, and they keep on popping up in all these areas.
So
I'm legit concerned.
You wrote something in our pre-show document that said we need to get away from society. And it got me thinking because we have our Green Bay Packers Green and Gold time capsule, which you can find on Twitter X, where you can fill out all of our questions that we're going to compile. I got about 50 of them at my desk. We're going to put them in a box. We're going to lock it up and bury it in my backyard and open it up after the end of the season. I got thinking about burying. It's called the Brad Nortman Estate.
Oh, I'm listening.
Do we get any people listening? 800-990-3776 to help us build a bunker.
I'm legit willing to
That
start.
they can't hear anything, no cell reception, we live like cavemen, and
we there's plenty of room.
I don't know about the cavemen thing.
Well,
we can go into the house for snacks and food and come back down.
It's just it'd be like a quiet place, right? You're looking in a quiet place.
I need a
when they go
TV
through.
though.
Yeah,
not
true.
from Temu.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. What do you really need? I'm close to just burrowing out an area of the Nortman Estate. I'll make it big enough so we can all be there. But if I got a TV to watch my sports and I'll do the show remote. I got enough healthy food. Give me a treadmill, couple weight. I'm good. What more do I need?
Brad.
I don't need Temu. I don't need any
Are you
of
getting
this.
scared of the society?
I'm getting there. Based on the way Temu is targeting me, that
Brad,
should scare you.
Let me ask you something. When you watch TV, do you have a cable box or do you stream?
I stream.
And what does that take?
Wi-Fi.
And
Internet.
you think for a second your TV ain't listening to everything you got to say.
We're going antennas.
I'm telling you,
bunny ears. Let's do
We're
bunny
going
ear
antennas.
You need to go. The big old matter of fact, I was driving over to my parents' house and I drove past in the neighborhood and I saw a big old TV. You know them big old tube TVs, the 60-inch tube TVs,
Gosh,
the fat back. You need to get one of them fat back TVs to go in that bunker.
I do need one of those. We just need to throw it back to the 1990s.
I was just gonna say, all I need is an N64. We can play Blitz. We can play GoldenEye. We can play.
You didn't need internet back then.
No,
you just got the
power cord and the yellow. I got a question actually. 800-990-3776. Maybe you guys will know the answer. Do you remember in video game systems or DVD players or anything you connect to the TV? Now it's all HDMI cords.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the yellow, the white, and the red?
Yeah.
Yes.
All you needed was the yellow and the white. What the heck does the red do?
I don't know what that did.
Does anybody know what the red did?
I feel like red had something with sound too, right?
No,
with left or right stereo. Because I put in all three on some of the TVs I had. It had boop boop boop.
Chris, I feel like you may know. What do the yellow, white, and reds do? Yellow is I think visual. White was sound, and then red just I didn't even plug it in.
I think they wanted to think you had more reliance on the cord. Another thing I wondered if it actually worked.
Dick Van Dyke chimes in. This is our next ad. Temu ad. Are you in need of a bunker and a treadmill?
Oh my gosh! Now that's
if
funny.
you get that targeted ad, do you need a bunker or a treadmill? I'm leaving Earth.
Officially doing it.
I'm leaving Earth.
Yeah.
We need to find a way to get a closed end internet. Is there a thing like that?
Yeah, here's the thing, fellas. How much it is kind of sad how we have literally no privacy whatsoever in our lives, and we've given the government, we've given our cell phones, we've given these apps literally everything. Matter of fact, we are going to be AI. If we're still doing this show in a decade, which I hope KBN Nation will be here celebrating our 10-year, 9 years from now. When we take days off, we'll be AI, right? We're going to be giving our voices away. Fellas, just let it be. Let it be.
No, you need to fight the system, Kyle. That's not me calling for an insurrection. I'm just saying we just need to slow down, KBN Nation.
Whoa! Easy, Brad. This is really getting to you.
Yeah, we need to. You can't allow AI to just make AI Kyle Wallace.
You know what?
You're accepting it? You're just laying down and dying?
I love life. I love everything about this technology that we have. I absolutely do. You can scan documents and boom, just scan it. All of a sudden, it's an email. I can make phone calls to people across the globe. I can I can go on my internet browser and put on privacy, and then they won't know what
I wish I was born 10 years earlier.
Doesn't do anything.
Oh, yes, it does.
No, it
Incognito.
doesn't.
Mike in Lake Mills, you're our tech guy. Welcome into Kyle Brust and Ortman.
Hey, guys. What do you want to know?
What is the red in the yellow, white, and red plug-in in TVs 10 years ago?
I think the red and the white were like if it's non-stereo, like left, right channels of stereo.
Yeah, that's what I
thought.
thought.
And then if you have a
white
channel, you have a non-stereo TV, and I think the yellow is for video.
Yeah.
Mike, confirm.
So I've been a technician for 25 years. So that's called the RCA jack. The RCA jack, the yellow was for video, white and red were left and right audio channels.
There it
and
is.
You can buy a converter to go to HDMI. So you could still use your old systems and plug it in. That's about $10 on Amazon.
Yeah, when they first
Not
came out,
Temu.
when they
Well,
first,
I'd rather give Bezos all my information than Temu, who keeps targeting me.
No, this is RCA cores are definitely going to be on Temu. But I used to have to do that. I had to get the adapters.
Are they listening to everything?
Yes.
And by that,
have you not watched documentaries?
Do we still have our technician on? Or is he gone?
He's on hold. I can put him back on.
Put him back on.
Mike, you're here.
I don't even know who they are, but are they listening to everything?
Temu and everything?
Temu, government, everybody. They, them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I would always browse as a guest if I were you on Chrome.
Incognito. Wait a minute, does incognito work now? Because I got some things I'll be looking at.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
How can that work though?
No way. I don't buy
it.
I don't buy. Trust me. I do it. I'm on incognito all the time. But I tell you what, I know even on incognito, if they want to find my incognito, they're going to find my incognito.
But that would be the perfect trap, right? To be like, oh, hey, this is a way that we won't track anything. And then they still track it. Those are the things they probably want to track anyway.
I don't know if they want to track it.
Temu ad, do you need RCA cables?
It's coming. It's definitely coming.
Brad is the Rutledge is an idiot guy here. RCA cables, yellow is video, white and red were left and right audio. Simple question. Lots of good answers from KBN Nation. Speaking of Jim, Matt, and Molly, there won't be a Jim, there won't be a Matt, but there will be a Molly of Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Yeah, all right.
Joining us next for a little crosstalk before they take over on 100.5 ESPN. We're with you till 5 o'clock on 94.5.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
Student Athlete Support Fund is something I was looking at. I'm ultimately likely going to give to this College of Letters. Oh, jeez. I was in life.
Long week.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Madison Axe. Enjoy axe throwing, craft beers, bags, shuffleboarding, and more fun at Madison's state-of-the-art entertainment spot. Visit MadisonAxe.com or head to their location on Stoughton Road today.
With your Badger Minute, I'm Riley Yauk. Wisconsin volleyball is officially back. They had their first exhibition match of the season Tuesday night, sweeping the Bradley Braves 3-0. Middle blocker Carter Booth showed out for the Badgers, notching